Hi everybody, Sergeant Salt and Pepper here, back again to do another record video. It's been a little bit since I've done one, but it's going to be good because I went to a Goodwill and I went to the antique mall and I found some records, and next week I'm going to a record store in Lexington that I've never been to, so that's going to be more records and probably an even bigger video, which is going to be really fun. So let's just go through what we got here today. Now, usually I go to Goodwills and I don't see anything. There used to be a time when I would go to Goodwills and people actually would donate decent records. Nowadays you go and it's like classical music and polka. It's stuff that, you know, not many people care about. But today I was really surprised to find this. This is cool. So, this is a guy that I used to collect some of his stuff. It's two guys, but this is Stefan Grappelli with Barney Kessel. I Remember Django with the new Hot Club Quintet. Stefan Grappelli is a great violin player. Barney Kessel is a really good guitar player. I used to collect a lot of Stefan Grappelli's stuff because I just really liked the way he played. He used to play with the great Django Reinhardt many years ago. Like, I think this was in like maybe the 30s and maybe the 40s. This is on Black Lion Records, so that was a cool thing to find. And I only paid, what did I pay? It's like $1.59, I think. So, not bad. The rest of these all came from an antique mall. You can find good stuff in the antique malls. Sometimes stuff is a little overpriced, but sometimes you can find some good deals. This cover is pretty well, as you're going to see, worn, but the record itself looked pretty clean. So this is Cheapo Productions presents Real Live John Sebastian. John Sebastian, of course, from the great Lovin' Spoonful. It's a live record. He does Lovin' Spoonful stuff. He does his own stuff. Now, the reason this got released, a little interesting story, is because there was another label, I forget which, if I remember or look it up, I'll put it here, but they released a John Sebastian live record. Because of that, he put out an official live record, which is this. This is on Reprise Records, 1971. And also the Stefan Grappelli, that was 1969. So, just so I don't forget to mention the year that these came out, but that's pretty cool to have. Next we have, this is Robin Trower. This is a guy that my dad really liked. Great guitarist. He used to play with Procol Harum. This is called In City Dreams. It's on Chrysalis, and it came out in... when did this come out? I don't think I see a year, but I will put the year in when I edit this. So this is just something I thought would be interesting. His probably most famous album is Bridge of Sighs, which is one I need to get again. I used to have it. But great guitarist. This one, the cover, it looks like it might have had like a little water damage, but the record itself looked okay. This is Al Jarreau, All Fly Home. I actually used to have this one, and the reason that I got this one is because he does a Beatles cover on it, which is She's Leaving Home. I think it's a real nice cover. The rest of the album's pretty good too. This came out on Warner Brothers in 1978. So pretty cool. Nice to have a record again that I used to have. Next we have Neil Sedaka, Sedaka's Back. So I'm nothing if not kind of somebody that likes a lot of different types of music. You know, you'll see in my collection, if you ever see it, you'll see like there's rock, there's pop, there's classical, there's country, there's disco, there's all kinds of stuff. And I really like Neil Sedaka, and this was his big comeback album on the Rocket Record label, which was founded by Elton John. So Elton John kind of helped him make this comeback. This has Laughter in the Rain and Solitaire and The Immigrant, which he said was written about John Lennon, I believe, when he was having his immigration troubles trying to stay in America. But that's really cool. This is on the Rocket Records label, 1974. And lastly, this is kind of a random thing. I don't know who this is, but the record was still sealed, and I looked on the back and found some names I recognized. This is Michael Denner, Tom Thumb the Dreamer. So if you know anything about Michael Denner, please let me know. But I looked on the back of this, and it says the Dinettes, and it says Waddy Wachtel on guitar and background vocals. He's a very great session guitarist that's played with like Stevie Nicks, and he's played with all kinds of people. David Foster, who's a great songwriter, worked with Chicago, worked with Boz Scaggs, a lot of people on keyboards. Bill Champlin on organ, he worked with Chicago in the 80s. Dee Murray on bass, he played bass for Elton John. Nigel Olsson on drums, who played drums for Elton John. Honorary Dinettes, and then you have Timothy Schmidt on background vocals, who I'm assuming is the same one that sang with the Eagles. And yeah, those are basically the people that I recognize. This is on Fantasy Records, and it came out in, looks like 1976. So it was cool to kind of find something that hadn't been opened. And occasionally, I don't do this often, but what I used to do when I had a big collection is I would just find one random record that maybe I didn't know the person, but I figured I'd give it a shot, because that's how sometimes you discover new people that you either like or sometimes don't like. Next week, stay tuned, because I'm going to be visiting a record store I've never been to in Lexington, and I plan to get hopefully quite a lot of stuff. So another big pickups video on the way. Before I cut off, I just want to take a brief moment to say thank you to everybody that watches the videos and comments. I appreciate that a lot. It helps the channel out. Some of you know I rebranded sort of this channel to make it strictly about vinyl records, pretty much. I have another channel now, which I'll put a link in probably the description of this video. You can subscribe to that if you like. That's going to be my other channel for anything that's not records. I'm going to be doing reviews of like drinks and snacks, and talk about real stuff, life stuff, get a little candid, which I don't normally do, and all that good stuff. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Later.